Okay, so I'm going to show you how once you have ExamView downloaded that you are going to be able to put test banks in there. So first of all, the ExamView test generator, if it's like my laptop, it automatically went to my desktop, but either way you do it, I'm going to show you how to put it on your taskbar. So right there it is. They all look like this: the test player, the test manager. Just ignore those. This one is the one you need, and you're going to want to say pin it to start or taskbar. I think I did. I just pulled it down here and dragged it over to where I wanted it. It worked. You can go from here. This is a new laptop, so yeah, I'm not really sure, but like there, you may be able to pin to start, unpin from taskbar because I've already pinned it, pin from taskbar. Okay, next, what are you going to do to get your test banks in there? So I'm going to open up my shared drive that I have shared with you all. I go to my drive. When you click on my links that I'm going to give you, it's going to take you to my shared drives. And so this is what it looks like for me, but when you get there, it'll look like this for you. Yeah, it's just being a little slow. Real slow, probably because I'm recording. So here's the exam view, right? Here are the test banks. So we've already done this part. We're going to do this part. I would just go ahead and download those. Download there, download there, download there, and there. Give it a second because your laptop may block you from downloading multiple things at once from the Google Drive. What you need, you can do it from here as well to download. All right. Once they're downloaded, you can go into your download files here, and there they are. But they are zipped. See, compressed zipped folders. You can't use those like that yet. So once you click on them, then there's just a regular folder, and it says file folder. That's how you know. I've already put these on my desktop because I wanted to show you how to do it. And if you want to do that so you can find it easier later, you can just click on it, drag it to your desktop, and let go, and it should be there. If you do it for each one of those, then principles will be there, med-term, body structures, and that's my med-term that I uploaded for those of you all that have been on my little website before, heard me talk about it. That's the med-term that I use, and body structures. I also have the M&A, the Kostelnik test bank in there, but I already have it uploaded. So now I am going to decide how I need to get those into my test bank area. So if we go back to the File Explorer, but this time we come down and we click on this PC. Okay, we're going to click on this. That's my very overloaded hard drive that I carry around with me. This is the PC and the hard drive for that. We're going to come down here. There's two sets of program files. We want this one. We're going to click on it, and ExamView is going to be sitting here. See how it says folders ExamView under E-instruction. We're going to click into ExamView, and we're going to click into banks. Now, I already have these in here, but I'm going to show you how I did that. So those were sitting on my desktop, and so I can just click and see how it says copy to banks. It's going to say, do I want to replace that, because mine are already there. I don't need to do that, but you do. So if you get those on your desktop, you can just click them and pull them right into that, because you made that little area, made this little file area smaller just by doing that, and you can drag them right in. Now, how do I know that they're there? If we went into ExamView and we did that, it should be there. I'm going to now go back into ExamView, and I have to type in my, didn't like that. It's going to take me a second because I may already have that window open. If I do and did not close that, it'll probably error on me, but I'll show you in a second. Okay, so now it's open. There's ExamView. This is what you're going to be looking at. So when you want to create a test, it takes a second to open. You're going to create a new test using Wizard, and that's what you're going to do anytime you have a test bank already loaded. So I'm not going to call it anything that means anything, but here are our test banks, right? There's Kostelnik, and I can name that M&A. I may go back and do that for you all, but let's say I wanted to do one. Surely you all have already done some exams for M&A, but if I reorganized mine this year and did them in order, I've never done that before, but because there's too many skills in each chapter when you later on. So, but if I wanted to do 1 through 6, now I hit shift, I went chapter 1, went down to chapter 6, hit shift, click 6, they're all highlighted, and now I hit select. So it's going to build me a test over those. For me to do that now, I'm going to click next, and then I'm not going to use true and false because they don't see that on state test. I'm going to do 75 because that's what state test is. I put 75 in, and then I'm going to do next. Basically, it's just recapping what I'm doing. That's the test name, but I gave it a crazy, just quick name. 75 multiple choice questions. Is that what I want? Yes. I'm going to finish that. Boom, pow, here we go. So that is, that's your test. There you go. What I do is I export these, or I did when I was still doing paper tests. But if you'll notice, there's an IDA right there. So you can do tests. You can do versions. You can tell it how many versions you want. But when you export, you can also do that. You can export or print test maybe. There we go, print test is when we do that. Export's when I'm going to do it another way. But say you have, 15 students and you want one at one table or whatever to have the same one. You can do as many as you want. You could literally make 15 of these. It's going to make grading a little harder. But what if you did 2 or 3, right? If you did 2, you can scramble the question, you can scramble the multiple choice answers, you can print an answer strip, you can print a version map. It's a little confusing looking. I use GradeCam, or you can use ZipGrade. I do pay for GradeCam just because I do a lot of quizzes and tests in midterm, and it makes it worth it. But ZipGrade I think is free, so if I hit OK, now it's going to print me 2, and I'm going to have it do in PDF so I can see that, and I'll show you all. We're just going to do practice M&A test or something, like a sample, so you all can see that. It's scrambling. Look at that. Next version, rebuilding and scrambling, yada yada. Now, if I go over here to my desktop, do I now have a practice M&A test? Here we go. Right? There's version A. And version A will culminate with all of the test bank, or all of the answers there. And then there's version B. Version B starts out with hemo, and the threatening, which is the assault. Here, let's go back. This one talks about independence. So it is scrambling those questions so that people can't look over each other's shoulders. So that's pretty cool. There is a way you can go into, this, and you can say you want to export it. You can export it as a rich text format and then save it as a document, upload into Google Docs or whatever, so that you can change that slightly. Not a big deal. Print a bubble form, 100 questions 1 through 4. You might want to do that. If that's something that you like, you can do that too. The other thing that ExamView will do to you is that you can completely create your own test. Sometimes Google Docs, sometimes Microsoft doesn't format with you when you're doing, the way you want it for multiple choice tests. So let's do a new one, okay? We're just going to do a new one. I'm not going to save that. I'm just going to give it a lame name again, just something silly on my home row, and then you're going to build it from here. And you can literally do multiple choice questions. What's my favorite color? I always say it's red. I don't know. I really like all colors. At one point they would have said black because I wore a lot of that, but let's say it's red. For today, you're going to click on red. It says the answer down here is red. You're going to record it, which just means save. Boom. There's your question. Format it. Let's say you don't like the A, B, C, D because you're afraid that's going to confuse them because they don't pay attention, and you want them all in the same line. You can just double click that. You can tell it to do one column and then record, and there you go. Let's say you want that format, but you want to say what's another teacher's favorite color? Ms. Frizzle's. Oops, it did get rid of the favorite. There we go. And let's say we want her favorite color to be brown. We just copied that. We're going to change the answer. Boom, easy question creation, and the formatting is good. And as you're doing that, you can scroll down to see that it is populating an answer key as you do that. Another fun thing for me about ExamView, whether you have a test bank to use or not is the ability to create quizzes and answer keys as you go, and the formatting is good. So I'm going to send this out to you all, and hopefully that's helpful. And sorry it's September, but it's been a little bit crazy. Okay? See you soon.